Pittsburgh Steelers general manager Omar Khan just exposed the truth about the Pittsburgh Steelers trade rumors that have been floating around in the last couple of days that a deal is near. So, all offseason, the Pittsburgh Steelers have been many rumors with wide receivers. Whether that be free agency or trade, they're always attached to the big-time names. For example, Tyler Boyd, the free agency sweepstakes with him. The Deebo Samuel and the Brent Ayuk trade sweepstakes that have come up recently, and also now Courtland Sutton and DK Metcalf. So, the Pittsburgh Steelers, ever since they shipped out Deontay Johnson, they've become very thin at the wide receiver position, which has led to these trade rumors. And now, the last couple of days, the trade talks and rumors have picked up, as former Pittsburgh Steeler cornerback Mcafee has went on to say that Omar Khan and the Pittsburgh Steelers might be nearing a deal. And also some other NFL reporters have said the same thing. But this has led to Omar Khan responding and actually exposing those trade rumors when he appeared on the Pat Mcafee show yesterday. Here's what Omar Khan had to say when asked about the trade rumors at the wide receiver position. You know what? I heard about it. I didn't exactly see it, but there's nothing going on right now. I'm not exactly sure what the verbiage was or what was reported, but nothing to report. The guys are coming in and phase 2 started this week and rookies next week. We are ready to go. If there's an opportunity to keep improving the team, we're going to do it. But we really feel excited about this team. End quote. So before I break down his comments and get into more quotes and reports, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news, updates, and also like this video. Let's get right back into it. So, not only did Brian McFadden say something about the Pittsburgh Steelers being in trade rumors, but also a Broncos reporter by the name of Benjamin Albright said the same thing. He said that the Pittsburgh Steelers have called about Courtland Sutton, they've called about Brent Ayuk, and they've called about DK Metcalf. But obviously, Omar Khan, he says nothing is close to happening. So, Omar Khan, those are the comments he made on the Pat Mcafee show. But he wasn't done just there. I guess this is the time of the offseason where after the draft, Omar Khan is making his rounds in the media because he appeared on the WDVE morning show on Wednesday and also stated the exact same thing. He said this about the trade rumors. There's nothing in the works right now. Nothing close to happening. I can tell you conversations continue, but there's nothing close to happening. End quote. So, the comments compared from the Pat Mcafee show yesterday in which he made compared to the ones he made this morning on the morning show sound completely different. When you look at the two compared, the one he made on the Pat Mcafee show sounds as if, hey, we are not even in trade talks. For a wide receiver, we're good where we're at. But then the comments that he made this morning on the show, it kind of sounded as if the trade talks are going to continue. And they're at least invested, or at least they're having those talks in improving this team. And they're having the talks, but just nothing is even close to happening. But obviously he said the talks will continue. So that means that they are involved in the wide receiver market. The only reason why lately this has been such a big deal the last couple of days about the Pittsburgh Steelers might be training for a wide receiver very soon is because of the tweet made by Brian McFadden and also Benjamin Albright, basically saying the Pittsburgh Steelers are calling about these guys and that a huge playmaker, an anonymous playmaker, may be coming to Pittsburgh very soon. And that got every one of the Steelers fans out of their chairs and waiting that any minute now a trade could happen and the Pittsburgh Steelers would be getting a new player, a new playmaker. But since those tweets, nothing has happened. And since those tweets, Omar Khan has been asked about it by Pat Mcafee on his show and also in the morning show, and he talked about them. And those were the quotes that he had to say. Nothing is materializing, but things will continue going. So, as we stand right now, we know the Pittsburgh Steelers, they're at least involved. Omar Khan's comments based on what he said, basically confirm that. But is anything close? No. So nothing to be expected soon. But also, you have to realize this. Kenny Pickett, when he got traded out of Pittsburgh, 1 week prior, Omar Khan, Mike Tomlin, the brass of the Steelers, said that he was the franchise guy. They feel very comfortable and denied all the reports about him being gone. So, 1 week later, he was shipped out to the Eagles. So things change very quickly. Because Omar Khan said these comments today, in a week from now, things may be different and we may have a different wide receiver. So let's just cover it. If the Pittsburgh Steelers are making a trade or making a move, which playmakers are more than likely to end up on this team? And we're going to start off with just the free agency market. If the Steelers are going to sign a wide receiver, it more than likely would be Tyler Boyd. The reports earlier this offseason has been the Steelers are interested, but they just can't come to agreement on a contract. He still remains unsigned, so obviously if his market goes down, maybe, just maybe, he accepts that contract that the Pittsburgh Steelers apparently offered him already early in the offseason, which was 2 years, $10 million, but he did not want that contract. So that would be the free agent option. But now let's talk about the options in which these tweets mention that the Pittsburgh Steelers have called about. It says the Pittsburgh Steelers called about Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, Courtland Sutton, and DK Metcalf. Which one of those players would be the best fit on this team? Well, you would start off with Brandon Ayuk, but that would take a huge move to pull off. That would take either a first, second round pick, and maybe even a player, and then you would have to sign to a $30 million contract. Is that likely to happen? Probably not. But Brandon Ayuk would probably be the best fit for the Steelers based off their team needs. They need someone in the Arthur Smith offense at the wide receiver spot who's willing to block, and that is Brandon Ayuk. And also, they need a route runner, the opposite of George Pickens, because George Pickens is the deep ball threat, contested catch guy. But they need a playmaker in terms of getting open, and Brandon Ayuk is one of the best route runners in the NFL. So that fit would be nicely. Now, moving over to Deebo Samuel. Might as well stick with San Francisco while we're at it. Apparently, Deebo Samuel, over the last few weeks, his name has come up, and the San Francisco 49ers are more than likely to trade him than Brandon Ayuk. Those are the reports that are going on. Obviously, I don't know who they're going to trade. Are they going to trade any? Maybe not. But those are the reports that Deebo Samuel more than likely would be traded instead of Brandon Ayuk. Would that fit with the Steelers? Well, the Steelers need someone to be able to run after catch. That run after catch of the Steelers the past few years have been terrible. So, who is better than Deebo Samuel at run after catch? Not a lot of people. So getting Brandon Ayuk or Deebo Samuel would really help this team in that aspect. He's not really someone that's going to be a pure route runner like Brandon Ayuk, but he would still be a good player, but he is on a huge contract as well. Would probably take a large amount of draft compensation to get. Is that more than likely? Maybe not, but who knows? If the Steelers like him that much, then a deal could get done. Moving over to Courtland Sutton. This one is the most reasonable because of what it would take to get him. I don't believe it would take that much to get Courtland Sutton out of Denver, based off what Denver is kind of trying to do with their team and rebuild it. The other guys, like Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel, DK Metcalf, it would probably take a first, second, or whatever to get them. But I believe Courtland Sutton, it would be surprised if the Denver Broncos could even get a fourth. I think a fourth or fifth round draft pick and his contract, that would be what it would take to get him to Pittsburgh. And that would be less than the other people and more in the price range of what the Steelers would want to do. So he also would be a good fit because he just caught 10 touchdowns from Russell Wilson and has played with him the last 2 seasons, having one of the best years of his career with him. So they are relying on each other and they know each other, and that chemistry is already there. So that would be the best fit in general in terms of that situation. Looking at DK Metcalf, I talked about this one last because this more than likely has no chance of happening. I didn't even hear DK Metcalf being in any trade rumors, but apparently just yesterday, 2 days ago, it's been reported that Pittsburgh Steelers called about him from this insider reporter from the Broncos. So obviously DK Metcalf, he's a huge receiver. Mike Tomlin likes him. You could hear the praises that he always gives when talking about DK Metcalf. And he would just be another player like George Pickens. He's not a pure route runner. He's a contested catch guy, deep ball threat, things like that. He has pure speed though. So that would be a good fit there. But I really have no idea where this trade come from, so I'm not really going to talk about it that much because I don't think it has any chance of actually materializing, and I don't even think the Seahawks would even look to trade him. So Courtland Sutton, that would be the best fit in terms of compensation given up and fit on the roster, and then Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel, and DK Metcalf in my eyes. But with that being said, these trade rumors, Omar Khan exposes them, saying that there's nothing close, but at least we're in the talks, what it sounds like. And with that being said, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below on the comments made by Omar Khan. Do you think a trade is bound to happen for a wide receiver? Do you think we're nearing one? Do you think it's going to be coming up soon? And if we did trade for a wide receiver, which one would you want us to trade for? Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, Courtland Sutton, or DK Metcalf? Taking everything into account of what we would have to give up and the contract as well. Or do you believe they should turn to free agency to fill a hole and just sign a veteran wide receiver? Or do you believe they're just fine in the position and should do nothing and stand still and these are just rumors? Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you can stay updated with everything Pittsburgh Steelers news that's been going on. A lot of things have happened. I'll continue to cover it all, just like I covered all of free agency and all of the draft, and I'll continue covering all of offseason. So turn on notifications to the channel, like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, I'll see you guys all later. I'm out. Peace.